Hey guys, welcome back to Here We Mow again. I'm Jeff. So today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite subject, weeds. If you have a nice healthy lawn, you're still going to see weeds. If you have a weak lawn, you're probably going to see more weeds. But what can you do about this, and what exactly does it mean? Well, we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to talk about some strategies and products to use. So stick around. All right, the first thing I want to clear up is the misconception that if you have weeds in your lawn, it somehow means that you're not doing a good job and your lawn is unhealthy. That's not true, simply not true. If your lawn is very thin and unhealthy, it is true that weeds will have an easier time moving in. However, you can have a very thick and healthy lawn and still have weeds coming in. So fear not, weeds are a normal occurrence in any lawn. We just need to know how to deal with them. Now, one thing I always say is that you have to use the right product for the right job. So if you go to the big box store, they do sell a variety of weed control products, and they work for some of the time, and then they kind of give up. Most of the time, they cover a wide range of weeds, but they're just not strong enough. And they're also more expensive than buying professional grade products. I'm going to show you what I use that is extremely effective. It'll keep your lawn very, very weed free, and it's a lot cheaper than what you can buy at the big box stores. The two primary ingredients that I like to use in my weed concoction are tenacity. The active ingredient in tenacity is mesotrione, and it acts as both a pre and a post emergent. The second ingredient that I like to use is a product called SpeedZone. This is a very fast acting weed killer. It works on a variety of broadleaf weeds, over 100 actually, and it just does a phenomenal job. So these two ingredients put together make a phenomenal concoction. Now, if you are having a problem with crabgrass, I would recommend a product called quinclorac. Quinclorac does a great job at getting rid of crabgrass. The tenacity will get rid of crabgrass as well. It is a little slower and it will require multiple applications. So I do use that as my primary ingredient, but if I'm having an outburst of crabgrass, or if we're having a huge problem, quinclorac is the product that you want to spike it with as well. So one thing I wanted to mention is the upfront cost of these chemicals. I'm not going to lie, they are a little expensive to buy upfront. For example, the tenacity is about $65 to $70. Now I will say that I've had this bottle for over 2 years. You use a very, very small amount when you mix this. So it's actually extremely economical when you factor in over the long term. And the SpeedZone is about $35 for this size bottle. And this is the second season that I've had this. This lasts a very long time as well, and again, it's very economical, much more so than if you buy a gallon jug of pre-mixed or even the solution at the big box store. Quinclorac, again, is a little expensive as well. It's $60 to $65 depending on where you get it from and the time of year, etc. I'm on my 4th season and there's still some left in here. So again, the upfront cost is a little high on these, but they will last you a very, very, very long time, and trust me, they are extremely effective, more cost effective than the stuff you can get at the big box store, and they'll do a much better job. All right, let's get mixing. I like to write the mixture on the top of each bottle, just so I don't have to check the bottle every time. Now obviously this will depend on what type of grass you have and what zone you're in, but for my zone and my grass type, it's for the SpeedZone, it's 1.5 ounces per gallon, and that's per 1,000 square foot of lawn. I am going to spot spray today. I'm not doing a full blanket spray. I typically only do 1 blanket spray a year, and then I spot spray throughout the rest of the year. So let's get mixing. All right, so I like to rinse my backpack sprayer out before and after I use it every time. I fill it with water, swish it around, and then spray it out, and then empty it. That way I make sure I get all the chemical out. All right, we have the 1.5 ounces of the SpeedZone. Go ahead and pour that into my sprayer. Now the tenacity, you only use half a teaspoon per gallon. It's very strong, and you use a very, very small amount. Don't be tempted to use more. Trust me, it will turn your grass white. It bleaches it. It'll gradually come back, but you only want to use half a teaspoon per gallon. And they do give you this nifty syringe that comes with it, and it marks out exactly how much you need to use on the syringe. Make sure you give it a good shake first. So let's go ahead and get that in there. All right, got my syringe here. Making a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. And I'll rinse that out and make sure I get all the solution in there. We have our solution in there, except for the quinclorac. We'll add that in a minute. And I'm going to fill it about halfway with water. All right, that's about halfway. We're going to take it out now, and we're going to get the quinclorac mixed. All right, for the quinclorac, we use 1 tablespoon or half an ounce per gallon of water. And it does come with a nice measuring cup here. So just pour it in slow. Half an ounce is not a lot. It fills up very quickly. There we go, I think that's about it. Yep, that should be good. All right, what we're gonna do is funnel this into a little water bottle that I use only for weed killing. Mix it with some water, and then we'll put it in the rest of the solution. This makes sure it mixes a little better. We have it in the water bottle. We're gonna give it a nice shaking. This stuff suds up quite a bit, so you don't want to fill the water bottle all the way. And unfortunately, I'm using a small water bottle. Gatorade bottle probably would work better, but this is what I've used in the past, and this is what I'm going to use now. All right, we're going to go ahead and add the quinclorac to the mixture. We'll rinse out our bottle, make sure everything gets in there, and then we'll fill our sprayer back up to 1 gallon. Last, we're gonna pour in the surfactant. I don't usually measure this, I just pour a little in. Don't have to be too precise with that. As long as you get enough in there, you're good. And then give it a good mix, and let's get spraying. Got some weeds right here that I'd like to get at. Wait a minute, where the heck is Billy? He's gotta do his job. Let's go find him. There you are, Billy. What are you doing? You know you're supposed to do your job. You have to introduce our videos. Are you falling asleep on the job? Oh, yeah. He's tired. Stressful life this dog has. So it's important to talk about how you actually are going to apply the weed killer. Usually once or twice a year, I'll do a blanket spray of tenacity, and that covers the whole lawn and also provides some pre-emergent protection. I don't do that with the SpeedZone. I just don't like spreading chemicals all over the lawn unless I really have to. What I recommend is that you go throughout your yard in a grid pattern with your backpack sprayer and hit the weeds that you see growing. We have our solution all mixed up, so it's time that we start applying. One thing I did want to mention is that it's best if you haven't cut your lawn for at least 2 days prior to applying, as well as not cutting it for 2 days after. And the reason why is that you want to have as much leaf blade available for the weed killer to stick to as possible. And you also don't want to have clippings in the way or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get applying. One thing that's helped me quite a bit is if you have a neighboring property that has a pretty weedy yard, just run a line of weed killer in between your property and theirs. It helps to keep the weeds back and make sure that they don't come into your yard. So we're all done for now. I'm going to rinse out the sprayer with water first and then run it through the line, and then I'm going to use a cleaner as well. This is the cleaner I like. Use 1.5 ounces per 4 gallon. Let's go ahead and get the cleaner in there. That's probably about good. Let's get it filled up. It's pink, which is nice, so you can see when it's empty, when you have no more cleaner left in there. So I'm going to fill it back up, swish it around, and spray it out, and then I'll rinse again with clean water, probably 2 more times, just to make sure all the chemicals are out. We're done spraying weeds for today. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this method was helpful and useful. I guarantee this will get the weeds out of your lawn at a very cost-effective and extremely impactful way. I found this to be very easy to use. As I said, it's cost-effective. It's much cheaper than at the box store. I'm going to leave links down below for these products. I highly suggest that you get them to make your own concoction. With that, I'm Jeff for Here We Mow again. Thanks so much for joining me for this video. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next videos. Please thumbs up this video, leave your comments down below. Put a comment down below that you subscribed. It really does help the YouTube algorithm, and I am trying to grow this channel, and I do respond to all comments. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys on the next one.